The night began like any other taping of The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, filled with laughter, cheering fans, and anticipation in the air. Meghan Markle, the Duchess of Sussex, had been invited to promote her upcoming philanthropic project and share a glimpse into her life beyond the palace walls. The buzz around the episode had been growing for days, especially since it marked her first late-night appearance since the release of her controversial documentary. But what was supposed to be a warm conversation quickly unraveled into a tense exchange that stunned the audience. Colbert, known for his sharp wit and subtle jabs, began the interview with compliments, noting Meghan's work with charitable foundations and her recent ventures in Hollywood. Meghan appeared composed and smiled through the initial questions, gracefully navigating inquiries about motherhood, advocacy, and adjusting to American life again. But soon, Colbert took a pivot that changed the entire tone of the discussion, referencing royal family dynamics and asking, "Do you ever regret airing so much family business in public?" The audience gave an awkward chuckle, sensing the sudden tension. Meghan paused, her smile waning slightly. "I think shedding light on one's truth is never something to regret," she answered, her voice calm but clearly firm. Colbert, perhaps sensing a moment of viral potential, pressed further. "But would you say it's fair to criticize a family who can't respond the same way on camera?" he asked. Meghan's expression hardened. "They have endless platforms. Silence is not always innocence," she shot back, drawing audible gasps from the crowd. The air grew thick as Colbert chuckled nervously and tried to lighten the mood with a joke about tea and royal drama. Meghan didn't laugh. Instead, she leaned in and said, "When people use humor to diminish real pain, it says more about them than it does about me." The line struck deep. Colbert, momentarily stunned, tried to pivot again, but the conversation had clearly derailed. Meghan's demeanor shifted, no longer simply a guest promoting goodwill, but a woman defending herself live on air. Attempting to reset the tone, Colbert moved to questions about Meghan's upcoming foundation gala, but the trust between host and guest had eroded. Meghan's answers were shorter, her tone more clipped. "We're focused on helping young women find their voice," she said, "something I know many people find threatening." The subtext was unmistakable. The audience, unsure whether to applaud or stay silent, sat uncomfortably as the exchange grew increasingly chilly. Sensing the unease, Colbert made another risky move, this time referencing a British tabloid headline that had recently mocked Meghan's mental health advocacy. "How do you handle criticism when it comes from both the press and the public?" he asked. Meghan's eyes narrowed. "You mean when it's manufactured outrage designed to sell ads and silence women of color?" The statement hit like a wave. Colbert nodded slightly, caught between journalistic inquiry and personal discomfort. "Some people feel like you've benefited from the very institution you now criticize," Colbert said carefully. Meghan's reply was instant. "Surviving. Something toxic doesn't mean you owe it gratitude. I walked away because it was killing me, not because I didn't appreciate the platform." Applause trickled from part of the audience while others remained silent, unsure if they were witnessing a powerful statement or the beginning of a PR disaster. Behind the scenes, producers were scrambling. Meghan's team, visibly tense, whispered frantically as the live taping veered further into chaos. Meghan adjusted her microphone, signaling to the crew that she was growing tired of the passive-aggressive commentary. Colbert, perhaps realizing he had lost control of the conversation, offered to cut to a light-hearted segment. "Want to play a quick round of royal or not royal?" he joked. Meghan didn't even blink. "I'm not here to be mocked, Stephen." The silence that followed was deafening. Colbert tried one last time to smooth things over, offering a compliment about her courage. But Meghan had had enough. "If this is what you call courage, then your definition of journalism is comedy," she said, rising from her chair and unclipping her mic. The crowd gasped. "Thank you for your time," she added, walking off stage as the studio lights struggled to keep up. Colbert, left sitting alone, looked genuinely stunned as cameras faded to black. Within minutes, clips of the confrontation flooded social media. The video of Meghan walking off, her heels clicking against the floor, trended globally under hashtags like Meghan vs. Colbert and Our Late Show Meltdown. Twitter was ablaze with debate. Some praised Meghan for standing her ground. Others accused her of being too sensitive. Political pundits weighed in, with some framing the clash as emblematic of media mistreatment, while others saw it as Meghan's failure to face tough questions. The next day, news outlets from every corner of the world reported on the clash. Morning shows played the footage on repeat. Royal commentators analyzed every word, every facial expression. PR analysts debated whether it would damage Meghan's brand or make her a symbol of resilience. Colbert's show was flooded with emails and tweets, some defending his right to ask tough questions, others calling his interview tactics disrespectful and tone-deaf. Meghan's spokesperson released a statement shortly after, saying, "The Duchess of Sussex was invited to discuss her charitable initiatives. When the conversation turned into a spectacle of insinuation, she exercised her right to walk away." The statement ended with a quote from Maya Angelou. "When someone shows you who they are, believe them." The quote itself became a trending topic, interpreted by fans as a pointed jab at Colbert's conduct. Colbert, on the following night's show, addressed the incident briefly. "We aim to have meaningful conversations, but sometimes those conversations take unexpected turns. I respect Meghan Markle and her work, and I wish her nothing but success," he said. The apology, or lack thereof, was met with mixed reactions. Some viewers appreciated the professionalism. Others felt it was too little, too late. The drama had already entered pop culture lore. Despite the controversy, Meghan's foundation reported a surge in donations following the episode. Her refusal to accept passive aggression on live TV was seen by many as a moment of strength. Media outlets that once criticized her took a softer tone, praising her resolve. Meanwhile, entertainment writers debated whether this marked a turning point in how female public figures engage with late-night media, traditionally dominated by male hosts and sly humor. Weeks later, Meghan made a quiet reappearance in an NPR interview where she was asked indirectly about the Colbert incident. She smiled and said, "I believe in speaking truth with grace. Not everyone's ready to hear it, especially when they expect you to laugh instead." And with that, she turned the page on the controversy, her way. While the moment on Colbert's show will be replayed for years, its deeper legacy lies in the boundaries it challenged and the conversations it forced into the open.